I want to address Sane and Sane here. I just watched your video and I was playing it back a second time. I stopped it. Decided to go ahead and address you. I think you did a pretty professional job here, in my opinion. I have nothing against what you're doing. My only question was that I said to Steve, I didn't understand when you said you were walking away, why you were still continuing. I can understand what you're talking about, what you're saying. Okay, I really can. I've tried to give advice to people myself, try to help TFLers. I've never asked for a dime myself. I'm not going to hold it against Steve anymore for asking for donations. That is his right. Just as it is if other people want to give him donations, it's their right to do so as well. Okay? So I don't think that that would be very good idea for me to slam him over that. But at the same time, when it comes down to trying to help other TFLers, I'm with you on that. I really am. Because it's quite real. I didn't create the problem. You didn't create the problem. And so many men are living through it, young men. And no, it's not ain't nothing easy about living it at all, okay? And there's a lot of guys out here that are still living it, like Warren, for example. Okay, and I can go on and on with a list of names of people I know that are still living it. And I've tried to what I can think of to help people, you know, to be able to get somebody in their life. But we do live in a very messed up society where everything's upside down on its head. People don't know what they're doing, and that's not a gender issue, that's both genders. Okay? When I said we had to move backward in time is because you got to find what happened. Okay? When you find out what really happened, everybody's got everything upside down on their head. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to treat each other. They don't even understand that a man and woman has to become friends if they're ever going to have a relationship to begin with. The woman's using friendship as a rejection line. Okay, and this is no lie. Women are using, okay, just friends as a rejection line, but you have to become just friends to get anywhere. But in today's society, if a woman says, let's just be friends, she's right out there, somebody else in her arms right if she says that. So I can understand the hurt and the pain. I try to tell people, what's really going on, and I try to give guys advice to take their minds off the dating scene for now and to try to find a hobby, find things they can do to make themselves happy. I know you're not going to concretely get your mind completely off of it, but you've got to free your mind up enough to take the stress off yourself. 61254002990. Because if you don't free your mind up enough to take the stress off of it, you're only doing more harm to yourself. And then your body language is going to scream that, and the women are going to see that. And that's going to do nothing but help scare them off. So I guess the only thing I can tell you is this. I hear you say that you have a wife, you went overseas to get a wife, and that's great. I'm glad it worked out for you. I've also heard you say in a video that you're a farmer, so obviously you probably have a pretty good income. You got yourself together, you know what you're doing with your money, and you've been able to stay out of debt and bank some money and put money up. So I think my personal opinion to staying the same here is I understand what you're trying to do, but if you're really wanting to help other guys, maybe you should drop the issue with Hoka, and maybe you should talk about things they could do. Maybe you should do a video and give them suggestions of what they could do. Now, if you're going to suggest they go overseas like you yourself did, then I would suggest to move it up a level and not do what Winston Wu did. Winston Wu told nobody about the cost, the paperwork, okay, the interview at the embassy that they had to go through, the stuff that you had to go through here in America to get the approval, to get them here to begin with. So I would suggest that maybe if you really wanted to help these guys, for anybody that's going overseas, says You've went overseas and you've accomplished it and got yourself a woman from overseas, got her here in America and got yourself a child. I mean, I'm happy for you that you've managed to do all this for yourself, okay? The damage from living TFL when somebody's lived it for a number of years don't just go away. Okay, that's just not, I don't go, it's not insta cure because they get somebody in their life. And in today's society in America, we're full of drama and everything's upside down on its head, and drama and sex has replaced love. And I think you know all this already. You know, and if you're really trying to help guys, as you say you are, I think personally you're probably a pretty damn good guy. I really do. I've never really seen anything too wrong with anything you've ever said, and you've called it as it is. You really have. And I highly respect you for that. I really do. But I think personally that you should probably move on to trying to help guys as you say you are. And since you've accomplished getting a woman in your life by going overseas, I would suggest that you need to tell them how to begin that. Give them some hints to where they could go to meet some of these women maybe online, and if they meet somebody, what they need to do if they become serious with that somebody, and how to go about filing to bring a woman over here. You know, I mean, I can tell them to go to Homeland Security and blah, blah, blah. And I can tell them they need to go to wherever they're going, whether they're going to the Philippines or whatever, and they need to visit, and they need to have proof that they've went there and met them for real. Now, I know you know this already, and I know this because I've already been down this road. I really have. And you successfully got a woman here in your life from another country. So I would suggest that maybe you might want to focus that direction a little bit right now. Obviously, you've archived Steve's videos, and you're playing the archive because you followed him. Because if you didn't follow Steve, you wouldn't have all of his videos archived. Obviously, you did live TFL. You're not lying to people, and I know you're not. And I know you mean well. I have no doubts about that about you, without even knowing you. That you actually mean well. But I don't think staying focused on what Steve's doing is doing any justice neither. Okay? That's just my own personal opinion. Okay? I went over and did the interview with him because Steve's been around here almost as long as I've been around here on the net. And I don't always agree with Steve, no more than he always agrees with me. Okay? But I felt it was more important to other people, including TFLers, to be able to see us two actually get along and be able to talk to each other than it was to see us fighting. Okay? I felt that was more important. And to help others. Steve wants to give counseling. Well, that would be helping others. The question mark is, can he actually help others? Because to help others, you need to be able to give them some advice, sound advice. But you know, you can only help those who want help. You can lead the horse to water, but you can't make him drink it, and that even goes for you. You can give out the best advice for that you know of and be right honest and straight across the board, which I know you will. Okay? But these people that are living TFL have to want it themselves first. And there are two types of TFLers, you know. There's the self-produced. Then there's the non-self-produced, and I think you stand a good chance of helping the non-self-produced. The self-produced first have to help themselves. The non-self-produced, I do believe, will probably help themselves. So, you know, that's just my opinion. I think you're a good guy overall. It did seem like you had a little obsession going here. Okay. Having Steve's videos archived and playing them all and breaking it down. Not that you've said anything bad, because you actually haven't. Okay, you really haven't. You gave sound advice in your opinion. And I'm with that. But I personally think you should probably move away from that. If you're here to help other guys and this is what you want to do, I'm all for that. Okay, so I think maybe your advice should center towards TFLers and your opinion and things they could do to improve their lives. I think that's personally, this is why I feel you should probably go with it if that's what you're wanting to do. I don't think staying focused on Steve's older videos and playing these is really gonna help anything. Okay, now that's up to you. I'm not telling you what to do by no means, and I won't. Okay, it's totally up to you with what you do. I will work with Steve if Steve wants me to work with him, and I would just assume that him and I got along and got together and did some talking. And if Steve's really serious about wanting to do consultations, I'm not in anything for money. I've never been in anything for money. And believe me, I don't have an income that you probably have. You probably outearn me. But you know what? I never went overseas to get a woman either. I did go overseas and attempt to, but I wound up meeting somebody here in the States. Okay. I'm married now, and I was married for a whole bunch of years, and I've got a child that's an adult now that I raised myself. So I'm totally with you, and I totally understand you, and I heard the child in the background in your video here. And so, yeah, I'm happy for you that you've met somebody and got yourself out of that. I am happy for you that way. And I'm happy you have your kid, and I can only hope things stay working out. I really do. But, life is a tough pill because it may work out great and you may grow old and die with her and raise your kid. And then again, on the other hand, you could be back in the TFL before you knew it because she threw you away and took your kid from you. And of course, I would never wish that upon you, ever. And I would hope that never happens. Okay, so I really hope it works out for you. I really hope that she loves you as much as she says and you're with her for life. And that everything goes good for you. That's all I want for you. But just do understand, you are in a very evil time, just like you already know we are. We're in a very sick, evil world, and I would hope that the person you met don't become too Americanized and have a change of heart and decide to play games or whatever. I'm not know her, so it'd be wrong of me to ever judge her and say that she would. I just hope it never goes there for you, because I know how fast you could be living TFL again, just like that. I know this for a fact. And I hope it don't go that way. I'd like to see you be the example. Okay, I really would. That you could show to other people, maybe help relationships start lasting rather than what we have. Destruction of the family unit. Selfishness. But I'm sure you know all this already. And I'm not going to judge who you're with by no means because I don't know him no more than I know you. I think you're a really good man. I hope things work out for you. I really do. But I guess that's about all I got to say. But I think personally, if you're going to be up here and you're going to want to help other TFLers, I'm all for that, okay? But I think maybe you should take your mind off Steve for a while. This is my opinion, of course. Stop playing his videos and start talking to the TFLers and giving out some sound advice. And I think you are really good for TFLers that are maybe possibly thinking of going overseas like you did. You have the info. You can feed them. You can tell them how to go about it. You can tell them what steps they'll go through. You can give them some hints, some tips that really may be soundful. And with that being said, I'm going to get the heck out of here, okay? But hey, you have a good one, and I hope that things work out for you. I really do. And you take care of yourself, guys.